What's up, guys? Manny Diaz here for San Angelo Live and Cover One. And the biggest news this week coming down from the UIL is the fact that fall sports will be a theme, including what Texas loves the most, Texas high school football. Joining us today, new San Angelo ISD Athletics Director Rodney Chant, San Angelo Central football head coach Brent Davis, and San Angelo Lakeview head coach Hector Guevara. Gentlemen, I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules to join me this Thursday. Rodney, first and foremost, welcome to San Angelo. You're coming to us from the greater Houston area, from Fort Bend ISD. Of course, the Fort Bend ISD making some big news here in the last few weeks coming from them. So far, how's San Angelo been treating you?
Oh, it's been absolutely fabulous. The people are great. The coaches are great, making me feel welcome. And I'm excited to be back home in the West Texas area, and just looking forward to getting school started and our kids and coaches rolling with games.
Gotcha. Well, we're glad to have you here. Coach Davis, your guys are kind of, you're in that 5A, 6A bubble. You're going to be starting in September now. What's been the message so far to your team amidst what UIL has released?
Well, we just told them today when we saw them for strength and conditioning, and they're just glad we have a plan. We've all been kind of waiting, and now we have something to look forward to, and we have something to kind of plan for, and so they're excited about it. We're excited we're going to get to play ball in the fall, and it's going to be kind of interesting. I'm excited about it because we're going to play kind of play into some months that where the weather is going to be different, and hopefully we we have a great year and we can get in the playoffs and play some ball in December. That's going to be kind of a different atmosphere, a different climate, and we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll be ready to go on the 7th.
Coach G, nothing seems to be, I guess, impaired with what y'all are doing. You're going to be starting on time. How fortunate are you to have that opportunity to kind of keep the season going as is?
We're excited because I think it keeps it the same. Change sometimes it affects the kids a little bit, but I think we're excited, and they know that there's going to be some football going on. I think that's the only change we had. We lost a scrimmage, but other than that, we're like I said, we're very fortunate that we're able to play football.
Gotcha. Now, Rodney, the biggest thing that we're kind of hearing, and we're hearing questions, amidst, this COVID-19, this is just a crazy thing, unprecedented times. As we kind of start, I've seen some of my media brethren up in Dallas at WFAA kind of attack the UIL about this decision. How did you feel about their decision in all this? And what was it a good decision on their part?
Well, I think it is. We want to try to get back to as much normalcy as we can get. I appreciate the UIL and the work that they've done over the last 5 or 6 months. There's been a lot of scrutiny from all directions, but they have worked extremely hard and kept kids and coaches at the forefront. And so, I think they've got a great plan for our schools throughout the state of Texas, and just an understanding that there are districts in the state that have decided to start school later and start extracurricular activities later, particularly more in the larger metropolitan areas. So adjusting that date for the 5As and 6As really kind of makes sense, where the A through 4As are really more the smaller communities that may not be dealing with the COVID pandemic as much. So I think they've come up with a great plan, and I'm just thankful for the work that Charles Bride up and Susan Nelson and them have done, and we're looking forward to the fall and getting things going.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Davis, this question goes for you, sir. We're seeing a lot with we're seeing around Texas schedules now. They're having to kind of be formatted or maybe just tweaked just a little bit. Abilene High in the Little Southwest Conference has released their schedule. Abilene Cooper has done the same thing. I saw in the Dallas Metroplex, Duncanville's now was looking for a week to replace a game. So far, as your weeks in your non-district season, are we still going to see these games?
Yeah, I think so. Right now our plan is that we're going to start on September the 7th, and our season starts on the 24th or the 25th of September, whichever day, it is. And we're going to play our games. The only little thing that's happened to us is Austin Vandergrift is in Travis County, and they think that they may not be able to play us because of their situation, not ours. It's still up in the air with him. It probably will not happen. The coach there has told me if I can find another game to go ahead and take it. But if I don't find another game, when we get closer to the start, they may be able to play this game. He doesn't know for a fact. But we're going to look for a week 3 and see what we can find. And if we don't find one and we don't play Vandergrift, then I think we'll still be fine. We'll have a 9-game season, and I think that'll be great too. So I'm not going to fret about it. We're going to, start our season when they tell us to, and we'll go from there. And we're just excited that we're going to get to play football, number one, and the district games that, we have 6 district games. We're going to get to play all those hopefully, and that's what really matters.
Mm-hmm. Coach Guevara, you're coming off, a great season, turning this program around. How in terms of workouts and things, how do you feel your team is going to be ready for this season?
I think they're excited. We've had some good numbers since the startup of workouts of strength and conditioning, and they continue to show up and they continue to get better, and they encourage each other, and and we still got a long ways to go, but I think we're definitely headed the right direction. Attitudes, leadership. It's been great. It's been good for our kids, and knowing that they're able to play, and that's even more exciting for them as well. They were for a while we're in limbo, as they say. Didn't know what was going to happen, but the UIL has done a great job, and and we as coaches, we just maintain our positivity and lead them in the right direction.
Now, when it comes to capacity of stadiums and fans, Rodney, this one goes to you. What is SAISD prepared to do in terms? Is there a plan on the book, so to speak, of how they're going to, have fans from both away and home in San Angelo Stadium?
Yeah, we're in the process of putting that together. Of course, the regulations out there say we can only do 50% occupancy as long as there's social distancing that's being met. So that number probably is really lower in regards to occupancy for the stadium. We're going to have to be marking up areas where people can sit and then where people cannot sit. Certainly having those requirements in regards to the screening of people coming into the stadiums, and hand sanitizer areas, face masks. In the past, there's been season tickets, there's been reserve seating, but unfortunately, because we have to determine the social distancing, that will be something that will not be happening this year. Everything will be general admission. It's something that we know some people are not going to be happy, and we completely understand that. But unfortunately, it's kind of out of our hands, that we've got to meet the regulations that have been put out there. Those people that have had season tickets, et cetera, in the past, in 2021, they're going to have those exact spots that they've had for many years. But unfortunately for this year, we've got to meet the parameters that have been put out there by the TEA and the state of Texas, and meet those expectations. But hey, the great thing is we're going to be able to have people in the stands, and we're also going to be able to have it streamed so that people can watch it if they are not able to get to the ball games, which is going to be fantastic.
Gotcha. Well, we also want to, invite everyone to check out Cover One, of course, when they have a chance. Nonetheless, Mr. Chant, do y'all have a protocol if someone does happen to test positive, whether it be, an SAISD a player or a player that from another school?
Well, that's an ongoing process. Currently, the UIL and TA have set down guidelines in regards to, if we have a person that tests positive, Anybody that has been in direct contact with them has to be in quarantine for 14 days. And so, we continue to follow that process. Our kids are screened every single day when they come to the facilities, asking them those questions about, if they've been around anybody, if they're having certain conditions, whether it be fever or coughing, et cetera, being proactive in that sense to make sure that, we don't have kids that possibly could be sick around other kids. But that's an ongoing process, and also waiting for those guidelines that are being brought down. And certainly we'll be in contact with opposing schools in regards to the process that they're doing. But some of the things have not been set in place in regards to, how many positives does it take on a team for games to be canceled, et cetera. Those are still some guidelines that have got to be put forth from TEA and the UIL.
Man, still up in the air on that. Yeah, and I think it's certainly something that needs to be evaluated. And I think folks like yourself and certainly UIL, the TEA will evaluate that as much as possible. Coach Davis, we're seeing the NFL now, looking towards wearing masks during games. Is this something that maybe that y'all are kind of would y'all be opposed to that? If this had to if that had to be in place?
I think the plastic thing in front of your face and all that, like I've seen one helmet that had just like an eye shield that went all the way down, I guess. I don't see how that's going to work because, number one, when you breathe on that, it's going to go up to the top of that shield too, and it's going to, when you breathe on it, it fogs up. So I don't know. I mean, I'll be in favor of anything that keeps us safe, keeps us playing. And if it's doable, I don't have an issue with it. But it just seems to me like wearing a cloth mask on your nose and mouth real close to it would be pretty tough to play football in. But, I mean, if they come up with something that's great, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Coach Guevara, we're seeing – there's plans in place. There's things to help the student athlete to still play. Is there a message maybe that you're sharing with your players to make sure that they stay healthy, not only just for their teammates but with their families when they go home?
Every day we tell them it's very important to think of others, not just themselves. Our older generation is the ones that are really getting hit hard with this, and they just be considerate of others, and that's the main message we send every day.
All right. Well, gentlemen, certainly appreciate y'all. You've been extremely helpful, and we look forward to covering y'all in the 2020-2021 season. That's a whole mouthful. We're going to see Lakeview starting off here in another week or so with two-a-days, and of course Brent Davis and the Bobcats in September. Gentlemen, we wish you nothing but luck. Mr. Rodney Champ, we welcome you to San Angelo, and thank you guys so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all right, y'all take care.
No problem. Thanks.